What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So yes, I have drug home a burned Kubota utility tractor. This right here has a 3-cylinder, 20 horsepower Kubota diesel engine in it. The little injector pump right over there. And hydrostatic transmission in the back of it. Roll cage. I'm not sure what model number this is. All the numbers have been burned off of it. I do have the ropes model number here and the model of the engine. So this thing has a 3-point hitch in the back of it, PTO on it, had a deck on it at one time, had a loader on it, and front wheel assist as well, and power steering. So yeah, so here's the injector pump and everything over here. The entire engine got burned. As you can see, the valve cover over here is all melted right there, so that's gonna all have to be cleaned out. Radiator is gone. Power steering right over here. This valve is completely frozen. I've tried to move it. I cannot move it. All these lines here need to be rebuilt because they're all charred and broken. And then the sheet metal right here all got smashed in right here when the guy at the junkyard took the thumb on the excavator and just picked it up with that. So he thought it was totally worthless and not worth saving, but then we came along and bought it. So I was kind of surprised about that. Oh dear. Okay. Anyway, so now we got the 3-point hitch back here, which is almost totally unscathed for the most part, which is nice. And I think the whole transmission is going to be totally fine, minus a couple seals probably, because not much heat really got under here, which is awesome. So you can kind of see it's kind of oily under there. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and sweep off all this junk that's on here. Like there's, I'm not sure what that is, right there. Tell me if you know what that is. But there's like all kinds of battery stuff here. There's all kinds of junk and burned, crusty paint all over this machine. So we're going to fire the shop back up and start sweeping this whole machine off. I'll then pull the engine out of it and see if we can get the engine running. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, I got this thing completely swept off and I put it up on blocks. So now, you see the wheels are all suspended in the air now. So now this transmission can spin freely if it can, without this thing being on the ground, so that's nice. And I swept everything off as I told you, so now there's no more loose particles everywhere, which is really nice. I took off all those metal wires that were on each of the wheels since the rubber was burned off and left all those strands, the metal wires there. Cut all those off of the wheels. So now this tractor's looking a lot better. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull off like the hood, that whole shroud assembly there, and try to get all that sheet metal off as well. Probably pull the roll bar off too. And try to get this thing down to where every single lever will work again. Because right now the sheet metal is bent is causing a lot of the levers to bind up. Like right in here, you really cannot move these levers anymore, and a lot of other places like up here cannot be moved anymore either. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull every single bit of sheet metal off in this room anyway, and go from there and try to pull the engine out today. So that's it. Everything's unhooked, and the engine's pretty much ready to come out of this thing. So weighed like 200-ish pounds, so took the flywheel off, which is about 50 pounds or so. So let's try to pick this thing up and put it on the table. So I've got a block of wood there to balance the oil pan out, hopefully enough. So let's try it. I think it's heavier than it looks. Yeah, I can't do this by myself. I can pick it up, but that's as far as it goes. Okay, I need somebody to help me here. Cool. Oh, that wasn't over here, guys. Alrighty guys, the tractor frame is completely empty. And now I have a Kubota 3-cylinder diesel engine sitting on top of my workbench. So now I went ahead and took the valve cover off, which you can see is back there and rather mangled. And all these valves do work. They all push in. They need a little bit of lubrication, but they all, let's see, 6 of them work perfectly. And all these lifters, you can tell there was some rust. Let's see, which one was it? That one right there. There've been some water inside this thing, which is not surprising, but we pull the head off this thing anyway and clean everything up. And then I'm hoping the injector pump is going to be still good. I think it probably will be, since the majority of it was totally protected inside the engine, since basically this little thing right here is all the injector pump is and just goes straight down. I think that's probably totally fine. As you can see, with these linkages and everything still work just fine. Need a little bit of lubrication, that's about it. That's the oil filter. Pull the oil filter off, and there's absolutely nothing inside of it. The oil filters are all totally, pretty much destroyed inside of there because it got really, really hot. Starter is totally gone as well. I have not tried it yet. I will be trying it. There is actually oil in the engine. It's just rather doesn't look super great, but there is actually oil in this thing, which is good. I'm going to be draining the oil in this thing soon anyway. And let's see here. Exhaust looks like totally fine, which is good. All the injector rails still look to be intact, and the glow plugs down there, I have to see if they actually start up again, but they look totally fine. They should be fine. All this stuff is meant to be pretty hot, I think, so that should be fine. And the water pump over here, probably not gonna work anymore, but I'll try it and see. Not exactly sure what this thing is, but still, I'm new to diesel, so I gotta figure stuff out. And this is my first liquid cooled engine I've ever worked on. You can see the radiator and the fan are totally gone out of this thing. That's what I hooked up to the drive shaft on the tractor over here, which made it up to right there. And then comes all the way back down here, and then mates to the transmission right here. So now the drive shaft is completely unhooked. And here is the transmission. So it turns really, really good. We got all these levers to, let's see here. That one works great. This one right here moves great. This one over here works great. And this one over here, trust me, it does work. It just isn't cooperating right now. That one works fine too, as well as this pedal down here moves great. This is the parking brake pedal right here. There's the parking brake. That one moves great. And this one right here, just the hinge is frozen, but the actual linkage that's connected to moves just fine. So all these right here turn everything. So this thing is looking really, really good. PTO spins, all that kind of stuff. Table hitch goes up and down. But there's one thing that I noticed. Yeah. Not supposed to look like that. This is the only side that has it. And pretty much it just got so hot it melted part of the casting away. And you can see the bearing inside of there. Not ideal. So, but since the bearing is still held in there, I'm thinking it probably will still work. have to come up with some way to seal it, because right now oil comes out of it. You can see right down in there is oil, a little bit of oil coming out of it right there. I think that's fixable. If that's the worst thing that happens to this tractor, besides lines and stuff like that, that's gonna be pretty good. You can see like I'm missing a rubber line from there to there, so I'm pretty sure that's where it's gonna go. There's nowhere else it could go. Yeah, so that's kind of disappointing that I found that. But other than that, the rest of this thing looks actually pretty good for the most part. Still haven't gotten any movement when I just put it. I'm not sure what number this tractor is, so I don't know what all these levers do. Like this one right here is obviously shifting gears inside the transmission, as is this one. So this one right here I think is probably going to be like a 3-point hitch or something like that. And this one will be the PTO. I'm really not sure in this pedal. No idea what that does either. So a lot of unknowns about this tractor, and I might just put it into I think is gear, or put the hydrostatic system and turn this over as fast as I can by hand. Nothing starts to turn, which is, it's only spinning like what, 10 revolutions a minute versus 3,000, but still you'd think it would do something at least, but maybe not. Really no idea what these kind of tractors are like. This is my first time ever messed with something like this. But yeah, so as I told you before, the power steering is completely frozen up. Gonna need something to do with that. The steering cylinder down here, you can see one of the lines right here is totally melted right there, which is fine. The lines are totally gone anyway. But hopefully that cylinder is still good. If not, excuse me, I'm going to not worry about a new cylinder unless it's really cheap, but make my own, just using a standard cylinder and just making my own set of cylinders for that thing. Other than that, like these ball joints right here, all loose. You can see that right in there. It's all loose. Used to be rubber inside of there. That's all gone. But that's right there is not going to really stop me from driving it around the first time. But I'm hoping this thing will actually work. Once I'll put together, the engine's right here, and it turns over just fine. Put a crowbar on the flywheel and spun it over, made compression all those times. It looks really, really good. I don't really see anything majorly wrong with it at the moment, other than, stuff needing to be replaced. So the injector pump is still good. This engine should run just fine. I'm gonna pull the head off here soon, not in this video, but soon, and see what else is going on under here and make sure, drain the oil, stuff like that. So anyway, this is kind of the first video of many on this series of tractors. On this tractor series that I'm going to do. Sheet metal over there, junk it. I don't really mess with it at all. It's all crumpled in. It'll take, it's probably a $1,000 part to buy a new one, and it's really not worth my time putting it back together just to make it look a little bit better. I kind of like the look of it all open right here. So the seat mounts and everything are still in the same place. Just take that frame, put a different seat on it. Put that here. The roll bar will still bolt up here fine. 3-point hitch is totally fine. Everything is pretty much fine. Just build a little platform right there, and like to keep my feet out of the drive shaft and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm getting a new steering valve. I think the steering valve is super cheap. Steering valves and combines are the exact same principle, so I should be able just to grab one of those a little bit bigger, but it should be totally fine. I got a steering wheel and everything, which would bolt right up to it, I think. So that would be really good. And this is where the loader hooked up to right here. That's kind of all gone, which is fine. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But here's a little hydraulic pump right here that's on this thing. Not really sure what it did. I know it ran the hydraulics for the 3-point hitch, probably hydraulics for the steering, and there's no hydraulic output on this thing other than the loader right there. So probably just ran the loader and the steering. I'm not sure if the 3-point hitch was part of that or not, but it could have been. Not really sure. Yeah. So other than that, here's the loader mounts right here, which are still in perfect shape, so that'll be pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys here for this video. I got a lot done today, tore the last stuff apart, and I got a Kubota 3-cylinder engine, so my workbenches are pretty awesome. So next video, I'll be tearing into this thing, and also trying to figure out something with the transmission, ideally. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching Time Technology. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. Follow this project and a few others I have going on. And I will see you next time. experiments. Bye. Subscribe.